Hi, I'm Alimi from Yeyeo Botanica. Welcome back. Today's video is really going to be about how to chill out an aggressive, loud, problematic person in your life. So, this person's causing you any issues or causing problems within the family or group, at work, wherever, this jar is going to chill them out. Remember, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, like, hit the bell for notifications, and let's get started. So now I want to talk a little bit about why would I do a chill out jar. People do vinegar jars to sour people. That doesn't chill them out. That can actually make them very bitter and kind of prickly to deal with. So I personally, vinegar jars are like 50-50 in my book. Sweet jars or honey jars, they speak for themselves, right? Sweetening someone up, love drawing, whatever. I don't want to say that I invented this, but I sure have never seen it written in a book, and I've never seen a video on this. So if you find it, send it to me in the comments below. But today, this is going to be a jar made to chill someone out, really calm them down, which is a little bit of kind of like taming them, but more so calming them where you can interact with them and where they're also not being abrasive or aggressive around other people that may have to do with you. So it could be a family member. Well, if one family member is causing problems with a lot of people, then it affects you, right? If it's at work and the person's you're maybe having issues with them, or you just really can't deal with their personality, you want to be able to work with them well, this is great for that situation, but also so, your other coworkers can benefit indirectly from this. Or any situation that speaks to this. A loudmouth, really kind of off the handle, aggressive, hot, you can't really talk to them, you start saying something and they're like at you. This is to kind of keep that calm and cool. And this jar you'll be able to use for a long time. If you take any of my trainings, you're going to learn the ultimate way to make this. For the video, I'm going to show you a few ingredients. I love to use a lot of ingredients, but I really realize that I need to kind of keep it, a little bit condensed. Again, if you take my trainings, if we use 7 ingredients today, you're going to use 14 to 21 in the jar, in addition to the methodology that goes behind that. So I welcome you to take some of my trainings. So, first ingredient, I'm using this glass jar. You can use a glass bowl. I like to use glass because I like to see everything, right? I'm using this. You can use also a brown jar, and I prefer to use brown jars very specifically for this work, but I use the clear one so that you can see what's going on. I have sugar, white sugar, devil's shoestring. Now, for people who have priesthood, there are other sticks that I could tell you to use that can be extremely impactful with using it with a particular spirit, Orisha, Lawa, and so on. But for people who are not necessarily in a particular system or want to kind of try something new, devil's shoestring is great, and we're going to use that today. We've got here some cascarilla, and I have peace powder. You can also use the oil. Lemon verbena, salt. Last, ribbon. This is optional, but it's good to use. And we've got some ice, okay? So let's get to it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up the jar. As I said before, you can use a brown jar, which I personally like to use, but clear is just as good. It could be a small jar. The size does not matter, right? I just like this one, found it in the store. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the devil's shoestring, and you would be either taking a piece of paper, writing 3 little lines, what it is that you want, roll it in, making prayer about what it is that you want, right? Continuously. In this case, I'm just going to pray over it, but you can also write someone's name on here if you choose not to add paper. And I'm doing this work for someone in particular, so we want to just keep it simple. So now I have this. I'm not going to bind it, but you in your house would bind it with white ribbon, okay? So I've showed you 1, you can use a piece of paper. 2, you can bind it. Those are the only 2 little sweet things I'm gonna give you for today. Gotta take my trainings if you wanna learn the other stuff. So now I've put this in the jar, as you can see, and I'm using the funnel to stand it up. Is that required? No, it's not. So now I'm going to add some white sugar. Do you see that filling up in there? So I'm going to start that off. Some white sugar. I'm going to put some salt. So I'm going to put some lemon verbena in there. And I was putting the kitchen sink in here, and then everyone was like, you're putting too much stuff. They're never going to remember all that. So lemon verbena is really, really good. It's a very cool herb. It also can be used for the Yeyeo Botanica and a couple other orishas. So for those of you who are Obatala priests or are into working with Obatala, who is the Orisha of coolness, the mind, character, and so on, this is great. If you have an Obatala altar, you can also add that too. And if there are any videos that you'd love to see, like an Obatala video, comment below. Or any good ideas that you may have for me. I love to tell you guys, if you're the only person that's sending that one comment out of, I don't know, 50 comments, and there's only one, I can't tell you I'm going to get to it immediately. But the ones that there's a lot more activity for, definitely I look at that list, and the ones that I think are appropriate for a 10-minute video, I'll do. Some of them are a little bit more complicated, and some of those are things that are covered in trainings. So here we are. Put that in. You can also put a little request in there if you want. Like someone mentioned, oh, let's say they're having a problem with a parent. You could put the person's picture inside, and you can maybe put like a beautiful letter to them also. So we put in some salt, we put in sugar, we put in the lemon verbena. I'm going to put in a little bit of peace powder. You can use calm, tranquil, all those different things as well, right? If you want to put oils in here, you can. I don't advise you to put too many oils in here because this is supposed to be more of a dry type of work. Now I'm going to put some more sugar. You know, when you do this kind of work, you know, a lot of times people are making sour jars and things like that. But if you have to interact with the person, making them sour, I don't think is necessarily the best thing you want to do, because sometimes you have to deal with people. This is the world we live in. People come in all different forms, sizes, ways. Some people have more baggage than others. You know, it just is. You know, when I deal with aggressive people, even aggressive customers, you know, I just always kind of say a prayer for them sometimes when I walk away from them, or say, you know, I'm sorry that you think it's okay to judge me, but I'm not going to judge you. You know, however it is, because life is about advancement and growth and good things. No matter how much badness we have in our life, Children and money and prosperity is not kept through the negative. It's only kept through the positive. So, you know, you may find me to be a little melodramatic or philosophical, but creation was first in the dark and it's maintained in the light. So pick that any way you want. So I added some cascarilla. Cascarilla, we sell them in the store. It's made out of eggshells. Again, this is totally white medicine. If you notice, we've got the salt, it's white. The sugar is the white. Cascarilla is white. Green is about growth, but and it's something that was alive. This is a dry work, right? The only thing that I would say that I'm going to do is at the top, just for the sake of the video, because, you know, visually it looks really great, and I know you guys want to try some more stuff. We're going to add just another component. So I'm going to put some more sugar. I like the fact that you can't really see what's in there, right? Which is fantastic. So now, I'll put a little bit more cascarilla. I'm going to put a little bit. I'm going to, for the sake of today, wait, wink, 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 wink. I'm going to put this ice in my mouth. And I'm going to drop it inside. I'm just using the plate because the plate is easy way to capture things instead of having stuff all over the place. Orisha priests, they have a different relationship with the plate, but for the sake of doing the video, this is perfect. So now I put this here. Put my jar, you can roll it around, pray, talk. Again, this is not to hurt anyone. This is just to make it easier for you to interact with the person and that everyone kind of benefits. Got a little bit of ice water in there, which is great. All right. This is really, really good for those of you guys who have aggressive bosses. You know, back in the day they had boss fix, right? So there we go. So now I'm going to keep going. I think I'm going to add a little bit of this cascarilla in here. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Salt is one thing you don't want to use too much of. I'm going to put some sugar. While you're doing this work, you're saying sugar's sweet. Sugar's about abundance, about prosperity. It's about a lot of different things, right? So you want to talk about the kind of situations that you want to facilitate with dealing with this individual. So I'm not doing the prayer here. That's for you to do, right? I'm just showing you some ideas. Every day that you're putting all of this in and putting in the ice and all of that, you want to say, how does the ice work with your work? Why would you be doing this, right? This work is best done at night. This work is best done at night. So you can totally cover it if you want. Once I had someone who, I had someone that I was dealing with that was totally detached from reality. Totally detached from reality, and I kept working with them, trying to help them. And now I've realized being detached from reality and doing spiritual work together is a bad combination. So eventually, I stopped dealing with the person and they started dealing with someone I knew. And that person started having same and more challenges with the person. And so they asked me, they said, I need to do something. I said, well, if you're not going to stop working with them, then here's something to do. They did this work, and the work worked for a while, but eventually, again, if the person is detached from reality, I would encourage you to tell them spiritual work, like this kind of thing that deals with spirits and the intangibles, is maybe not the best combination for them to be doing in general, but for you, if you're a practitioner or you're a reader or you're dealing with people who may have some kind of emotional or mental disturbance, this is a good thing to do also for them to cool them off, but maybe not working with them in general may be safest for you in the long run. So now we have a little blue candle. You can write the person's name on here if you want, talk your business, however it is that you want to do it. So I'm going to put this on top. And so we're using blue because what is blue? Blue is a color for peace. Some people say, oh, I can't believe you're burning the candle from the bottom. Well, there's always an answer to that. For 4 days, you would be doing this. You don't have to leave it on the plate, of course, but the plate is good for perspiration. You can take this off. It can be here if that's what you choose. Doesn't make a difference to me, right? But for the sake of now, I put the plate here. This you will do every single day for 4 days straight, talking your business, making your claim. When you get up in the morning, this will be low. You can take that water and throw it out, or you just add more ice to it. It doesn't make a difference. But for 4 days, you fill this up with ice, some cascarilla, a little bit of salt, cascarilla, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of white sugar. And then you keep putting the blue candle on every day for 4 days. If the problem is really, really difficult, you can do this for 7 days. You keep the jar in your freezer. For all of you guys, I do the video and then you're like, what about this? And what about that? And what about this? I love you guys, but I'm not going to answer all of your questions, right? You need to take my trainings if you really want to get all your questions answered in one session. But for this, you're going to put the jar in the freezer. In the future, if you're having a problem again with the situation, starting to flare up, you take it out and you repeat exactly what you see here. So, I'm Alemi from Yeyeo Botanica. I hope you got some ideas today about chilling out someone who needs to be chilled out. Remember, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like, share us with others. Come see us in the store. Thank you so much for your great contributions. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, definitely like us, give us a thumbs up, share us with others, send us your comments, come visit us in the store, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. See you next time.